Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. The Rules of Law is a play that's going to be happening at the Geary Theater, and it's raising funds for the Leukemia Society, Lymphoma, Melanoma, and all of those bad things that happen to folks. This is raising funds for that organization. And we're going to be talking also with some folks from Paint the Town, a neighborhood works association who paint houses and do lots of work in urban renewal, I guess you could call that. And then we're going to meet a filmmaker whose film is part of the Access Sacramento's Place Called Sacramento, which is a big event that's coming up, and there are 10 10-minute films made by people like you. Right? Stay tuned for LiveWire right after this. Companies do fundraisers for various organizations. There are about 500 nonprofit organizations in the county, and each one of them is, they're beholden to gifts and all kinds of things. But to raise funds based on a play is kind of interesting. A new play by Ron Tuchterman. Is that right?
Yes.
You're good. And it's called The Rules of Law. What it is kind of a 2 or 3 plays strung together on a similar subject, which is we are beholden to rules of law.
Exactly. It's loosely based on my life in court.
You were a lawyer?
I was a lawyer and then a judge.
And then a judge. Okay. Well, I noticed that there's another judge in the play, a retired judge in the play. Are there any more?
No, just...
Who's another actor? Alan
there's several lawyers.
This guy, he writes too.
Several lawyers, yeah.
Okay. Are you Alan Truex?
Yes, I am. At least the last time I checked, I was.
Okay. And who are you, young lady?
Janae Shepard.
And Janae, how do you know these fellows?
I work with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Oh, you do? Oh.
And so this play is a great thing that benefits our organization.
Yeah, it's interesting how we all tie in. This is fascinating, our talk earlier. In that you have one of these diseases, or you are, what is it,
I'm in remission.
In remission.
But I have it.
You got it, okay.
Yeah.
You're fighting it.
You're beating it.
You're beating it. Okay, so you wrote this play, and then you thought, well, what'll I do? We're going to produce it. I think I'll use it as a fundraiser.
More or less.
Okay, okay. You don't have to go for it. Well, it's kind of an interesting thing because, as I know, it's people have been talking around town that it is sold out. But you're moving it to a bigger theater. Is that correct? Take it away, Alan.
All right. Well, so let me give you a little background on how this happened, actually. I put the word out that I was going to produce several plays for next year. And Ron was one of the ones that submitted a play. Oh. And I said, well, Ron, I like your play, and maybe we can get to it in April or July. And then he told me, your famous quote was?
I said, well, a posthumous production would be less satisfying.
And he tells me that in April he was given 2 weeks to live. And
in February.
In February. So I said, Ron, you just went to the top of the list. We're going to do your play right away. Then what, 30 days after that you were in remission?
Yeah, after that, I got into a trial program through UC Davis Medical Center, Cancer Center, with an experimental medication. And after the first month, I was in complete remission. But I'm still getting the chemo. I'm still getting treated.
Oh yeah, sure, sure. The old.
But I'm very grateful. I'm very happy, and this is wonderful.
You seem to have good energy too.
Yeah, I feel
excellent.
Good.
So Ron told me, he says, I said, we'll do your play, and he goes, fine. He says, I want $5 from every ticket sale to go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I said, okay, but I think we can do even better than that. We can also donate all the profits, like we did with some other of my plays.
Yes, yes.
So we got the word out, and within a month or so, all 7 performances and the dress rehearsal were sold out. So over the last week, we've been looking for a larger location to move our very final performance so that we can take up to 500 or more people.
Whoa.
And now our goal of raising $3,000 has gone up to $6,000. And I sort of, in the back of my mind, I got $10,000 as a goal.
So where is the last performance going to be, Alan?
So the last.
Oh, thanks. See my mouth move when I did that?
Well, actually, we're only about 90%. I haven't signed a contract yet, but it should be at a new theater here in Sacramento. Brand new lights, brand new sound system, brand new acoustics, and we could be the very first play. So
where is it?
it's at Howe Avenue, but it may be somewhere else. That's not 100% yet.
But okay, you now have more seats, and
We have more
and the
seats.
final performance is moving.
And so we're beginning to promote. We stopped promotion for a while because we had no seats, but now we're going to be promoting a lot.
And I noticed, I was looking at the script here, and it's got the faces of pretty hot actors in town. I actually saw you on the stage, Alan, and I thought you were very, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But
BJ
now I'm
Nash.
sort of playing Ron a little bit. That's a hard one to do.
Yeah, he does coy better than anything. Yeah. And all of the Barrymores can't match his coy.
Right.
So tell me, these plays, it's like these plays you put together, are they like from your experience as a judge?
Loosely based on my experiences as a trial lawyer and as a judge,
I see.
with some stories that I've heard over the years thrown in, and a great deal of poetic license.
That's right. You know, I did go to a reading, and it was in the Wilkerson Theater. And was this B.J. Nash? Was she there and did the reading? Mm-hmm. There was another woman who picked up the script and read it like she knew it.
Yeah.
And I thought, actors can't do that.
It was another. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Actors can. I think I even got her telephone number.
There's this one character, one of his stories, that's a very interesting character. And Ron insisted that an attorney friend of his, who he worked with in the courts before, play this role. He thought she was perfect for it. So it's her first time on stage. Then we have a professor at
She's
McGeorge.
sensational. She's
That's
really
good.
We have a professor at McGeorge Law School that was added at the last minute to play an attorney.
Oh, no, is he on his picture stuff?
Yes.
Jay
Jay
Leach. Jay Leach.
Jay Leach.
So in addition to experienced actors, we have some other very interesting people.
That's wonderful. I love these kinds of plays because you get some really powerful performances out of folks, and there's always the whodunit and is she lying and are you? So I think it's a fascinating thing.
And I guarantee you, there's not one character that's what I would call normal. They are all very interesting characters.
It's true to life.
True to life.
Could we have Janae tell a little bit more about the LLS?
I really do want to hear
what-
about
what
that.
the
That's
LLS
very
does.
Good.
Thanks, Ron. So the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, we focus on 3 main things. One is research, because you can't really prevent blood cancers, at least that we know of right now. So a large portion of our proceeds go into research every year to invest in innovative thinking and new trials for patients. We also provide patient support, and we serve as advocates for patients.
Patient support.
Yeah.
And the research is really important for people like me who have the disease, because they keep coming up with new approaches.
Yes.
And every 6 months or something, startling development, which is great for people who are looking for it.
Absolutely. Before the show, we talked about a friend of mine who died. Didn't have anything at that time except
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So it's
advances
very
have
important
been
what they're doing.
amazing.
Good. Yeah. Well, we keep moving towards eradicating certain diseases, and this is one that has always been a kind of a real question. So the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will do the Light the Night in Sacramento on November 4th at Raley Field. That's your fundraiser, right?
Yeah, that's one of our signature events. It's an evening walk, family friendly. Bring your family, your friends, your coworkers, and everybody's given an illuminated lantern, and they represent walking in support of someone, walking in memory of someone, or walking as a survivor. And it's really a celebration. We take time to honor those loved ones that we've lost, but also celebrate the progress we've made. It's a great event.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Good, and thank you guys for supporting this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you.
spreading the word.
Fabulous. So when does the play open?
It opens Friday, September 15th.
There it is. The rules of law. Well, I want to thank you for coming to see. Hey, this is marked out. Leon, yep, the guilt, then penalty.
You're hired.
Okay, I'm already taken back. But thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having
All
me.
right,
Thank you.
I wish you well. And we've got to take a short pause for the cause right now, and we'll put up a PSA, and you'll enjoy that, and then come back, and we'll meet our next guests on LiveWire.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Nearly half of children with autism wander away from safe places, such as their home or school. If you ever see a child walking alone, remember the 3 S's. Stop to help, seek assistance from police, stay until they arrive. If a child with autism is missing, immediately search places that pose the most danger, such as nearby water and busy streets. To learn more, visit missingkids.com/aware.
We're back with LiveWire. My name is Ray Tatter, and we have in the studio someone who's, I don't see you kind of represent a heroic thing that people do in a lot of communities, but and this one here, I've seen it for a number of years, which is a group of community members going to a place, a section of the community where the paint is peeling in the houses because people just, they get home from work and they're too tired to do anything.
Right.
And they're retired and they can't hardly get out of their chair.
Our funding might be a little tight. It's difficult to afford doing all the improvements you'd like to do on the outside of your home.
So Sharon Agigian, you are part of the organization that draws all these community members and community organizations around our community, like the law school.
McGeorge School of Law has been one of our volunteer teams in the past, Sacramento State Community Engagement Center is one of our large sponsors as well, our volunteer groups.
So you're having one of these things coming up, it's called Paint the Town. You're actually going to paint a couple of buildings, is that right?
We're going to paint 5 homes of residents.
Where?
And we're going to be up in Del Paso.
Del Paso Heights. Yeah, so people can actually go and help if they have a little skill at pushing a brush?
Sure. We're coordinating our volunteer teams now, and so if people are interested in participating, they can email me and we'll set them up with the team and have them join us, or they can just come out and see all the great work happening. We're focusing on one street in Del Paso, so there's going to be a lot of activity on that street.
Should be some great snaps for budding photographers.
Definitely. A lot of before and after shots, a lot of people in action, a lot of people having
there's a little brochure, or part of a brochure down here where I could see the paint peeling in the background, and then there's a picture of that same house after it's been painted. It looks really good.
Yeah, and it's really just a few hours of work of volunteers out there, and we do some good prep ahead of time. So we power wash the houses and do a lot of that work so the paint job looks great, and our volunteers come out and we get the paint sprayers and the paint, and people go to town, paint the town, and the houses look beautiful by the end of the day.
Maybe we can look at a couple of snaps that people have taken. I don't know if you can. There's a monitor there. Let's see these cuts. Okay, what's the paint the town before?
So this was in Central Oak Park a few years ago, and when we were talking to folks on the street, a lot of people said, "Can you do something about that house?" And they were talking about this house, which is a a beautiful house, but was vacant. There'd been a couple of fires from residents living in the back, so it was really damaged. And there was just, not a healthy place to be. And we had volunteers from Sacramento State Community Engagement Center, and they came and they cleaned the debris and trimmed. And as you can see, it's much more inviting and welcoming. And now that house has been developed and it's sold, and it's a beautiful house in the neighborhood.
Wow.
This one as well, one of the probably most challenged houses on the street.
Standard post-war stucco place.
Just
Whoa,
not-
look at
and then
that.
Look at that, yeah. It looks beautiful. There's landscaping. That was a few hours
You
of
also
work.
do landscaping too.
We do
huh?
landscaping. We build new fences and fix fences. Yeah, it
I
really
like
makes.
it. Here's another one.
So that's one
Bang.
where, yeah, they
You
wanted
replace
to.
windows.
And we landscape yard. So the resident had an idea of what he wanted to do, and with this drought time, it's better not to have grass sometimes if that works for you. And you can see how
Absolutely.
beautiful the house looks after the yard
That
looks
works just
afterwards.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great
Very
project.
cool. Paint the Town builds fences too.
Yes. So that can make a big difference if your fence is falling down and not looking good. Having a nice, fresh new fence,
Yeah,
it can really
could
make
be
a
very
huge
helpful.
difference.
So this is something you've done for a number of years, and
This is our 28th year of doing Paint the Town.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think a number of years ago, you were on the year before, and we talked about this thing, and it's amazing that this town has a good. It's part of the cohesiveness of Sacramento, which a lot of people really like.
Yes.
And things are even changing even as we speak. More people are moving to Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the organizations that are here that provide community services are now being asked for more, asked to do more. And I think this is a good thing.
Well, we're happy to do it. Our primary mission is to help low and moderate income families become homeowners.
Yes.
So we provide individual counseling on financial fitness and help these families be positioned. And as we all know, Sacramento is an expensive housing market, and we want to help
Now,
people.
yeah.
Because home ownership is really, for some families it's not the goal, but for many it's really a way to be more stable, and it helps build strong communities. And so we help people get to that place.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. And I want to thank you for coming. But let's say if people want to become involved with this event, or want to donate a lot of money, donate
we're
the
always
paint,
happy to
donate
accept
whatever
that
it
as
is.
well. Yes.
How do they do that?
So they can email me, Sharon, SHARON, at nwsac.org, and I'd be happy to provide more information.
NW neighborhood.
Yeah, nwsac.org is our website, so that's a great way to learn more about our organization and to donate. And for Paint the Town, I'm the best
There it is,
contact.
28th annual Paint the Town
Yes.
Neighborhood Work on Sacramento. All right.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Well, thank you. It was
Come
fun
on
being
back
here.
whenever you can and tell us more.
I would love to. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, we got to take a short pause, and then we're going to talk to a actress changed to become a filmmaker. So let's be back after this important message.
Problems, the ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Hi, I'm Matt Martin, and I've had my fair share of bruises and injuries. But for many who put their lives on the line every day, it's not always the injuries you can see that hurt the most. Every single day, 184 veterans are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. When medications and therapy don't help, professionally trained service dogs can. American Humane has created a free guide to help veterans obtain these life-saving animals. For help, please go to AmericanHumane.org.
We're back with LiveWire. I'm Ray Tatter, and one of the things that Access Sacramento does, which you really can't find in too many places in the United States, is this, they make films. You can write a summary of a film that you would like to make and be part of making, and it can happen. And it happens every year for 10 folks, and Sally Start is one of them.
I am.
Yeah. So I asked you before the show, I said, so how did you do this? And you said that you had done a couple of these as an actor.
Yes,
and
I have.
You thought, or somebody said, dang, you should write one.
Well, I felt like I could write one, and so I wrote one on New Year's Eve, and it was a New Year's resolution, and I had my sister read it, and she read it, and she said, why don't you turn it in, see what happens, just get really good feedback, and maybe do one next year, and I was chosen.
And you were chosen, so it must have been like, your
Yes.
sister said, see, I told you.
It was nerve-wracking. I turning it in I wasn't nervous at all. But when I got it back and they said, congratulations, you're one of the 10 winners of a place called Sacramento Film Festival. Now you're a producer, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Now I have to do it.
Now I have to do it.
And
it's easy being the actor.
You did,
it's
but
tough
you did
doing
you
everything
were the
else.
producer.
Yes, I'm one of the producers.
And one of the producers, and you were in it.
Yes. Yes, I am also
Well,
in
it's
it.
good you wrote the lines, so you might, know them.
Yes, right? You have to know them. And Sacramento plays a really big part in this movie, so I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, we talked about that, and it's almost a kind of a living part in that it reacts.
Yes, it really does. She's remembering the memories that she grew up with because she was born and raised in Sacramento.
Oh, I see.
So that's it.
Wow, that
she
really
goes back
does
and-
live up to the code. In some of these films, a place called Sacramento is a kind of a nod, a shot of the bridge, maybe.
Yes, or they say Sacramento.
The word Sacramento.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it has nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's just a drama.
Yes.
So anyway, it's very interesting, and it's this place called Sacramento. People will be able to see your film along with the other 10.
Yes.
Or 9.
Yes.
Sometimes, one year I think they only had 8. The other one,
didn't know
like all good art, some of it doesn't get to the table.
Yeah.
We
turned ours in yesterday, so
Where?
I was when that happened. Yeah.
Good. You're happy with it?
Yes, I'm thrilled. The editors, Jonathan Patton and Nick Westerlund, just did a fabulous job, and of course my director, Rebecca Withy, she did fabulous.
What's fascinating is you're stage actors, aren't you?
I'm actually
Primarily.
film.
Oh, film now.
Yeah, I'm.
So you
I'm
now
stage
know
fright.
filmology, right?
Yes, a little bit.
Well, it's important to know what the camera does. There's a wonderful article in what's that Retire magazine, I forget what it's called, a new magazine, where the stage actress is talking about how she made the transition to films, and she was in the hands of a couple of really good film guys like you just mentioned, and she was able to really understand finally how the camera works and what it means to have a reaction, not a stage reaction.
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank you. He was telling us we have 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
See, that's the way it works. Actually, you could actually point a camera over. What?
Slides.
Oh, my mic fell off?
No. Slides.
Oh, what?
We're going to show a slide.
Oh, slides. Oh, well, thanks.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look at some slides, okay?
So this is, we are in front of Cafe Bernardo right here.
Uh-huh.
It's a behind-the-scenes little photograph of us, me and 2 of the other actors.
Okay, is this a scene from the film?
Yeah, that's
That
behind
was
the
a
scene.
scene?
Yeah, and this is at Sac State, which is my alma mater.
Uh-huh.
And we're filming at the car scene. It was 112 degrees out that day, so it was really, really hot. This was at Rayleigh Field. She's heading out from one of the games, and she bumps into some. And this is my brother's dog. She's a pit bull mix, and she's just a lovely, lovely little girl, and she plays my dog in the movie.
Oh, she's really.
And this is also at Cafe Bernardo.
Cafe Bernardo. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this is at a house that we filmed at in Sacramento. That's behind the scenes. The director of photography, sound guy, and cinematographer.
Oh wow.
And that's me.
That's you doing something.
Yeah.
In the film.
Packing.
Oh, in the
film. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at
and
that.
That's my poster.
Oh, that's your poster. I
Yeah.
get it. Whoa, that's a great see you win.
Yes. It's
That's
called See You
sweet.
Win. Yeah.
So it's a kind of a history. There's some history in it.
Not really history. She's remembering what she grew up with, like Fairy Tale Town and the zoo and Capitol.
Did you shoot it Fairy Tale Town?
We did at it was after hours, but
Kathy was
yeah. So
she's a very wonderful leader.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Well, we also have a little clip from the film. Can we hazard a look at that?
Yeah, well, I would love to take a look at that.
Yeah, right. I've never seen it. So here it is.
Evan, right? How did you know where I work?
You mentioned it in passing when you dropped your keys at the ball game.
Oh, right. How did you know what time I get off work?
I didn't. I've been waiting since 2 o'clock.
Oh, no.
Every time I saw someone in scrubs, I was hoping it was you. Here, these are for you.
Thank you. That's right.
Are you free to grab coffee or something?
Okay, that was just a neat little clip.
Yes, and those flowers are supposed to be wilted because he's been waiting there for all day for her since 2 o'clock, and it's I think about 7 o'clock.
Did they make
right
an agreement and she missed it, or was he just there trying to make
he's
sure?
just there trying because he never got her phone number. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So when will we see the entire film?
All 10 filmmakers are going to be at the Crest Theater on October 7th. And at 7 o'clock on Saturday, and everybody will be able to see the movies for the first time.
There it is at the Crest Theater at 1013 K Street. Okay, and I understand from the little bird that almost all those tickets are sold.
I've heard that. I've heard that too.
Yeah, so people better jump.
Yes, if there's any tickets out there, better jump on it if you want to come.
Yeah. Actually, maybe we could go and get a lot of tickets and then scalp them at the door.
Well, I personally wouldn't do that, but
I wouldn't either. But I bought them from scalpers before because I wanted to see the show.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sally, so much
for
talking to me. Sally Start, I wish you well on your film career.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, we'll be back next week with LiveWire. Yes, we will, and meet wonderful people like Sally. Bye. Right. See you next week.